Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you so much, Representative Bartlett. And I just want to tell you both how much I appreciate your testimony here today and being with us. General Petraeus is the commander of our forces in Afghanistan. What is your view on the advisability of the House of Representatives passing a resolution offered by Representative Kucinich that would call for the removal of all U.S. forces from Afghanistan no later than December 31st, 2011? And specifically, how do you believe our troops would view such a measure, and how do you believe the Taliban and al-Qaeda would view such a measure?
Well, to start with the latter elements, the Taliban and al-Qaeda obviously would trumpet this as a victory, as a success. Needless to say, it would completely undermine everything that our troopers have fought so much for and sacrificed so much for. Ultimately, though, this is about our vital national security interests, and as President Obama has identified them, foremost among these is ensuring that al-Qaeda and other transnational extremists cannot reestablish sanctuaries such as they had in Afghanistan under Taliban rule. When the 9/11 attacks were planned in Afghanistan, the initial training of the attackers was carried out in Afghanistan before the attackers moved on to Germany and then U.S. flight schools and then carried out their acts of terror. So needless to say, this would close the door on the very, very hard-fought effort and end a mission that I think is seeking to achieve a very, very important security objective of our country as well as of our allies. Again, there are 48 troop-contributing nations, including the U.S., I think among the biggest alliances, certainly way beyond just NATO. It's NATO plus ISAF troop-contributing nations. And what it would do in the region, of course, would be of really incalculable consequence as well.
And for our troops?
Well, you know, when we have taken, in particular, I think, tough losses, and I remember the first time when I was a division commander in Iraq in 2003, and we had a horrible night. We had two Black Hawk helicopters that collided. One was circling an operation, the other, for some reason, transited, and 17 great troopers were killed in a single crash in a single night. And as you might imagine, this is all that a commander, that's all that an organization can think about, even after we had done the recovery in the middle of the night and everything else. And on the way out of the command post the next morning, we were trying to go through the motions of getting back to the normal battle rhythm, because you have to drive on, you have to continue the mission. And it was a young private first class actually saw me. He was walking out of the hallway of the command post, and he literally put his arm around me, and he said, "You know, sir, that's 17 reasons to get this thing right." We've had well over 1,000 reasons to get this thing right, and many thousands more whose lives have been changed forever because of grievous wounds. Again, obviously, this would not allow us to get this right.
Thank you so much. I yield back.